Hey guys, my name's Colwen. I'm back with another Transformers video, and today I've got Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Starscream from 2012, comparing it with Transformers Fall of Cybertron Studio Series Gamer Edition Starscream that I think came out in like 2023, 2024, something like that. It's the newer one. Let me first bring in the packaging. This is a very good example of the character in game. This is also a good example right here on the side. Let me put that right there in the middle. Neither of these toys look like that. They're not bad toys, but they don't look like their gamer version. Let's bring in my Scourge, my hubcap, my soda can, and here's Film Noir also in the middle. And here are the War for Cybertron car guys. So, in their robot modes, they both come with their own individual accessories. So let's go ahead and talk about those real quick. The older Starscream has these really cool spinning triple-barreled, not Gatling guns, but like laser Gatling guns kind of, and they split apart into two. He can dual wield them. He can mount them on his arms. He can store them on his back after a while. This is a very cool accessory right here. I really like this thing, and this incorporates in really well in its vehicle mode too. The newer one has this big old Energon club thing that breaks apart into two parts. This does not interact with anything else. He's got this cool sniper rifle, but these two things do not interact. You can't even... There's no... This would be considered evil. Evil fusion! Gah! Does it want to work on that? It doesn't even peg onto there. Yes, his arm is removable, so you can take the sniper rifle and plug it onto the arm for some reason. This is thought to be a good idea. All this is going to end up is in 5 years, we're going to have a bunch of Starscreams floating around on eBay missing the friggin' hand. I guarantee you. This hand right here is going to become worth a crap load of money because nobody's going to be able to get it. Accessories are out of the way. Now, the robot modes themselves. Okay, let's talk about the older Starscream first. I like it. It's a good representation of the character. Yes, the backpack isn't accurate, okay? This backpack on the newer one is a lot more accurate to the screen version. But his torso is a lot more angular, a lot more sharper. It's not this big, wide dump truck thing going on up here. I mean, this doesn't even look anything like the screen thing anyway, so why not just be nice and sharp and angular? There was the complaint back in the day of this big old gaping hole in the middle, which did get solved on the newer one. But for what the newer one sacrifices, I don't know. Again, we'll get into the newer one. This silver here and the silver on his head and a lot of silver I added, so you will not see this on other ones. This is a custom painted one to a point. You're going to have this darker gray all over. I like the way he looks. Yeah, that whole gap in the middle is kind of ugly, but you got to go out of your way. You got to go out of your way to see it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Articulation-wise, he's got a swivel in the head. Not quite a ball joint, but he can look up using that transformation joint. He's got universal jointed shoulders. He's got swivels above the elbows. He's got Nice double jointed elbow, and it doesn't get that weird broken effect either because of the way they molded it with that ring in the middle. He's got a wrist swivel going on. I like the sculpt of the hands, especially compared to the newer guy. No waist articulation, sadly enough, but he does have nice upper thigh swivels and universal jointed. So, like, you really don't miss him not having a swivel at the waist. It's fine. Got decent knee bend, and he's got ankle rockers inside there, and then he's got kind of toe articulation. And as far as siege ports goes, he's got one on each leg, one on each arm, one on the back of each wing, and if you pull off this thing, there's two more in the back, and that is a 5mm peg on the end there, so you can mount that around with different weird stuff too. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's for a going on 10-year-old figure. He holds up really, really well, like legit. Good stuff going on there. Let's talk about the newer one. He looks fat. He's been eating too many Energon snacks, and he's not fat in a good way like this guy is. He's missing I know the old one is also, but this one specifically advertises as being, okay, alright, video game inspired. Alright, he's not, alright, they don't say that he's game accurate. Okay, fine, never mind. His backpack definitely is much more game accurate with the split wings back there, but the wings could stand to have been bigger maybe. And I really feel, we'll get into this in the vehicle mode, they should have put these wings on this front part here and changed it around. There's reason for that later. He looks alright. He's just thicker and rounder and bulkier and like, the legs are fine. You know, he's got these fin things now. The head sculpt is fine articulation-wise. He does have a ball joint in the neck. He can move around. These parts here are actually packed separately in the box. And you do have to unwrap them and peg them on. But, they're designed to be swiveled out of the way if you want, or you can keep them up like that. They say to put them out like that. He's got universal jointed in the shoulder. He's got a swivel and then a hinge. He's got another swivel. Same nice double jointed elbows, but since they changed the shape of it, it ends up with that weird broken elbow look. He does have a waist swivel, but they really didn't need the waist swivel if that was all we get. He's got universal jointed hips. He's got a thigh swivel for a really big range of motion. He's got a little bit more on the knees. He's got a little bit more articulation on the knees. He's got the same type of toe thing going on, and he's got a huge ankle swivel going on. So, yeah. Robot mode, he is bigger than the old one. He does have wrist swivels. He does also have wrist swivels. As far as siege ports goes, he's actually kind of lacking. He really just has the two on the back for storage, and then the one in each foot. They really could have stood to stick a siege port on there, and on his arms would have been nice, so he can, wield his weapons. They can share each other's weapons. You can give the gun to the newer one, and the sniper rifle doesn't really want to fit in the older one, but the club fits all right. Let me get these back out of their hands, and let's go ahead and transform the older one first. Okay, so you're gonna want to just flip the toesies in, straighten out the arms, and then come up here to the chest and break the chest and lower waist away. This peg back here goes into that slot down there. And then you need to accordion out these hinges up here. Did you see what I did there? So these hinges are up like this. You break away the lower waist, and then you stretch all that out. Now we're going to want to take this head and turn it around 360, well 180, and then make sure that the backpack slots into those slots right there so that these pieces can go over on there, and then the head can be folded back. And now we got them all nice and stretched out, right? Let's come down to the bottom, bring the arms, face the arms to where they'll fold up over the shoulders like this, and then, oh, okay, we got to close the shoulders in, and as you close them in, rotate the arms out of the way so that when you're done, you can get this slot onto that tab right there like that, alright? Now we're going to take the legs, and on this is actually kind of scary right here, this clear plastic right here, but it hasn't had me any issues in the last 10 years, so just don't force it. Uh-oh. Am I about to force it? Okay, so the back of the legs have these ports here that are going to peg onto these pegs back here and here, and then we flip out the nose tip, and we actually need to take his gun. And there's options here, but I really do prefer to just stick them right in here. You can use that port also if you want, but I like to wrap this silver part up around that port, like there. And there. Okay, so let me go ahead and transform the newer one. So we're going to get these wing tips and flip those out. Flip down those toesies. Straighten out these thruster bits. And then we take the nose, open it up, and pull the nose cone away from the chest. We have to bring the whole backpack down and away. Flip the nose tip out, and you're going to want to, there's this hinge here under the head. Fold it up, then fold the head back, and then turn the head facing backwards, so that when you fold this whole thing into the cockpit, he's facing upwards, and then when you close it down, his face is kind of blended in. You can't really see it in there. Lock the nose cone forward. Come down here to the underside here, and you're going to use these interior hinges to shift the shoulders down. Using those double jointed elbows, bring the hands underneath, swivel the shoulders around like that, face the arms inwards, double joint them in, and then one's going to tab into the other. There's some other tabs in here that I'm missing. Okay, that little tab right there is supposed to go into this little slot right here on the arm, and I'm just not lining it up right. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we got the legs straight. Now we need to work with the backpack. So we're going to take these fins here and loosen them and stretch them backwards. Stretch them out like that so that we can turn these fins around and lock those together. Open up the backpack again, pull out these parts here, and leave that flat. Then we can flip these parts over, lay it all back down there. Now we got to come back over here to the legs. So there's a bunch of tabs that need to line in just right. So open up these side panels here, and then there's this double hinge inside the leg that you're going to use to shift the entire leg up and get that little slot onto that tab. So this little slot here needs to end up on this tab in front of the knee. There we go. Flip that down. Now this tab is going to go into that little slot there. And then everything lines up and locks together. That guy was annoying. And for some reason, from the side, it looks like he's bending weird. No, he... Okay, now let's go ahead and mount the weapons. Alright, before I continue, I want to show you this. This right here is the 2012 toy, the screen capture of the on-screen vehicle mode, and then the current 2025 one. Do you all see what's wrong here? Okay, so let me bring in Scourge. We've got Hubcap. Alright. I've got Soda Can. Oh. There we go. and we got Film Noir. And yes, hold on. The Siege car, guys. Yes, I am missing Barricade's gun. It's somewhere around here in the vicinity of the review table. It's not quite exactly sure where. So, the older one. Yes, it's smaller compared to the newer one. But the older one is a lot more screen accurate. It compacts and transforms better. The other one is all stretched out and basically just laying down. You know, the old one combines the legs and the arms together, and they look mechanical. They look like a vehicle. You know, the head is buried away in there. You can barely see the head in there. He's got these big, beefy blaster guns on the front. It's kind of kick-ass. He's got all the angles and the mechanical Cybertronian stuff going on. This thing is, he's just all stretched out and lengthed out, and these aren't supposed to be even, that's just storage. This is what he looks like. If they would have put these wings up here, made them longer and stretch around, that would have fixed things. But not only did they do the wings wrong, but look at that. If you don't turn his head around, he's going to be look. I see you! I'm Freedom Heights! Am I glad I got this one? The robot mode's alright. It's an interesting transformation, but it ends up with this mess. The old one. This guy's around $30, $35 after taxes. This one, you can get on eBay in like 4 or 5 different colors. Okay, you can get a blue one, a purple one, or the red one. The red one runs about $35 loose, complete with some of the packaging even. It might be 40, 50 bucks mint in the package. That's it being mint in package. It's going on a 10-year-old figure, okay? If you can only get one, get the older one. Like, I don't know what I'll do with the newer one. Will I keep it? Will I put it up for trade bait? I don't know right now, because I kind of like the robot mode. The robot mode is bigger and bulkier, and like, maybe I could use it for some filming or something, but I cannot recommend this thing at all. If I was still in the habit of taking figures back to the store, I might take this. In fact, I might try and take this guy back. Maybe not get my money back, but exchange it for something different. I don't know. Get yourself an original 2012 full of Cybertronian Starscream. This deluxe figure is far and away the better of the two. just for the sheer fact that he's got more siege ports than the new one does. I've got a 3D printer. Maybe I can talk to my dad about us throwing up some 3D print designs to make a wing that can peg into here and it wraps around the bottom and keep those wings. And if anybody knows of a third-party kit out there, we can add wings to this thing. That'd be really, really cool. No, don't get the Gamer Edition. Go to eBay. I'm Colwen. I'm going to stop talking. Thank you guys for being with me this long. I'm Colwen. I've been talking about the 2012 Fall of Cybertron Starscream against the 2024 or 23 or whatever Gamer Edition Starscream. Do not get the Gamer Edition Starscream. If you legitimately want it, go buy what you want. But if you're looking for a good Fall of Cybertron Starscream, don't get the new one. Get the old one. Old one rules. Buy the old one. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.